Hello there, a very good day to you and welcome to yet another interesting segment of the newspaper review here on TAF TV for today, the 4th day of August 2022. My name is Cyril Aloysius and thanks for joining me. So looking at the papers with me for today is, as always, Mr. Victor Suku. You're very much welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So, sir, the Premier League is about to start a few days from now. So how are you preparing for the league?
Well, I can't wait for my darling team, Arsenal, to come out and blaze our opponents.
So what makes you think Arsenal are going to live up to expectations? Because, you know, it is very normal for teams to actually do very well during preseason. I mean, I know what's actually making most Arsenal fans happy right now is because they actually did very well during the preseason games. But what makes you think that they will live up to that expectation come the coming season?
Yeah, from last year, you noticed that there was an upward movement with the club. Okay, we finished 5th, and if not just because of Tottenham and their strong head, we could have made it to the Champions League. But from what I'm seeing and from the signings we have right now, we should be able to clinch the Champions League ticket coming.
Okay, let's not dwell much on sports. Let's move straight now to the main business of the day by looking first at the Guardian newspaper for today. Amongst the headlines in the Guardian, we have funding insecurity stall $2.8 billion AKK project, gas export. Funding insecurity stall $2.8 billion AKK project, gas export. Next, we have sack Silva to defend defamation suit in U.S. Buhari urged on page 15. And on page 7, we have IPOB cautions against sale of ancestral lands to federal government, Fulani for agricultural projects. And on page 3 of The Guardian, we have NBC finds Trust TV, DSTV, TSTV, NTA 20 million naira for airing documentary on banditry. And next on The Guardian, on page 2, we have PDP crisis. Board of Trustees set up panel to resolve Atiku Wike feud. Okay, so lastly, before we look at another paper we have here, this one says, federal government defends 1.145 billion naira vehicles purchase for Niger Republic. That's on page 6 of The Guardian. Okay, that's the much we can take in The Guardian. You want more details on those headlines, try and get a copy of The Guardian for yourself. Mr. Victor, how do you react to these headlines?
Okay, I'll go with the SUVs. The SUVs are worth 1.4 billion naira that Nigeria donated to Niger Republic. Okay, how did it start? An independent journalist, David Hundeyin, Yoruba guy. Sorry, maybe I've murdered the name, but yeah, he came out. He's an independent guy. He came out with the fact to show that Nigeria actually donated vehicles worth 1.4 billion. Actually, 10 SUVs, and there was so much
1.145 billion.
Okay. So, yeah, some reports are saying 1.14. Yeah, but yeah, 1.4, 1.5. Yeah, plenty of that. But most of the reports says 1.4 billion. So now there is an uproar that, see, why would the government of today be spending so much money, so much donation to another country? And mind you, beforehand, there has been a very strong agitation that Nigeria is building railway line from Nigeria to Maradi. Maradi is in Niger State, not Niger State, Niger Republic. Okay. I want to make something clear to our viewers today. Today, this is not the first time Nigeria is being that the African pride, the giant of African status of giving out services and cash. Mind you, what happened in Liberia, even when the US during the South Africa during their apartheid period, you find out that Nigeria has been helping out many African countries. Unfortunately, we do not get so much from them. Okay, now you come back to the basis. I have some issues about the detail. So the question is, why didn't they make this, in quote, public? Why would they hide such information, I ask. Why would they allow somebody to just come pull out that information where they could have on their own? This is the Nigerian state money. We should know what we are using our monies for, especially in a period like this that there is so much tension. We cannot fund our budget. Our debt is more than our revenue. Okay. So, and you then ask, what are we benefiting from this? They have also come out to say that it is for security. That's the Minister of Finance coming out to say that these vehicles, these 10 SUVs, are for security. Then you ask, why would you spend so much money? If we average it, we are talking about over 110 million naira on one SUV. And what SUV are we talking about? It is Toyota SUV. Yes, it might be bulletproof. Then I ask, is it that we do not have companies in Nigeria that that can help us produce such vehicles at a cheaper rate? And at the same time, the monies are being used in Nigeria.
Sorry, Mr. Victor, sorry to cut you here. Let me ask you a quick question, please, before we go forward. Is it really wise? Is there wisdom in, spending such an amount on another country whilst your own country is actually suffering as a result of same financial problems? Because yes, the government there's actually nothing wrong with actually giving a helping hand to other nations that are in need. But come on, charity, they say, begins at home. People at home are hungry, and you are feeding outsiders. Is there any wisdom in that? We have ASU strike going on, Mr. Victor, and the demands of ASU have not yet been met. Where is the wisdom in this act? Or maybe perhaps the reason why, like you said, why they were hiding it and someone has to go and bring out the information is because they know that the action that they have taken is not appropriate at this point in time. So is there any wisdom in such acts? Please?
Okay, let me tell you. Mind you, like I said, this did not start today. Do you know there is Miriam Abacha University in Niger State? And there are also indications, some indications saying that the university was built with Nigerian money. Okay? So what happens? In fact, yes, this is strictly foreign aid or foreign missions. Okay? Now, if they say they are using that money for security, okay, buying vehicles for them, for me, I don't have any issue.
I have an issue with it.
You know why I don't have an issue? Because Niger Republic, one, they want to come into Nigeria. If they are using it to help our borders, okay, mind you, Niger Republic is one of the poorest countries in the world. In fact, it's the most indebted country in the world.
Mr. Victor, that does not take away the fact that the issue of security in the country right now needs to be attended to urgently.
See, the issue of border security is a big issue right now. You know why? The elections are coming. That is why we need to guide our borders.
So are you saying...
Because people can come in and infiltrate our
So are you saying
processes.
that there is wisdom in what the government has done right now?
No, but that does not mean that we should not also put in efforts to guide our borders. Mind you, Niger, the borderline with Niger is about 1,500 kilometers. That's a huge number. What I'm talking about is like from Port Harcourt to Lagos 3 times. 1,500,000 kilometers. Okay? Okay, where does he guide? Sokoto, you have Castina, you have Borno State, and these are volatile states. It needs to be guided, no two ways about that. Okay? But the point I'm trying to make is that I think the 1.4 billion in quotes is wasteful. Wasteful in the sense that they could have also used that money to foster more security than just 10 SUVs. 10 luxurious, because it's luxurious, SUVs.
Doesn't sound
and come to even think of it, this is happening at the same time that they just gave the Niger Republic just gave awards to many of our Nigerian politicians. Okay, their highest order of civilian awards, they gave it to Dangote, they gave it to the BUA director, they gave it to an aide, the president's aide, and some other persons from, more especially now, from Muslim majorities. That's the
Mr. Victor,
persons that
shortly
they-
before I move straight to the next paper, don't you think that if this amount was invested in the educational sector of the country, don't you think ASU by now would have called off the strike and things would have gone back to normalcy as regards education? in the
Personally,
country?
I think there should be a balance. Protect our borders with the most, will I say, utilized funds. Then use the rest. That's the problem with Nigeria. We spend money excessively. Because when you check what you can use that 1.4 billion to do, you can as well maybe use about 40% or 30% to achieve the same aim. But they will waste that money to you come to also think of it. There are some questions coming out now. How did the bidding for the contract come about? Was it open or was it a secret? A whole lot of things happening.
Mr. Victor, let's take
with
a
this
look
report.
at This Day newspaper. And amongst the headlines in This Day, we have Oshomole. Tinubu can't be held responsible for Buhari's performance. That's Oshomole saying Tinubu can't be held responsible for Buhari's performance. Okay, and next on This Day, we have on page 8, this one says, NCAA assures of air safety despite hiccups in flight operations. NCAA assures of air safety despite hiccups in flight operations. That's on page 8. And next on This Day, we have federal government approves PPP for Badagry Deep Seaport to generate $53.6 billion, okay? Explains purchase of 1.45 billion naira security vehicles for Niger Republic. I go again. Federal government approves PPP for Badagry Deep Seaport to generate $53.6 billion. Explains purchase of 1.45 billion naira security vehicles for Niger Republic. And next we have CBN urges private sector operators to repatriate FX earning to ease pressure. That's on page 5. And lastly, we have NLNG suffers $7 billion year-to-date revenue loss due to gas supply shortages. Okay, that's the much we can take on this day. Mr. Victor, how do you react to these headlines?
Man, I was very happy with the PPP project about to start in Badagry. Okay, it's about seaport, and they want to establish another seaport. Okay. Over here, Badagry in Lagos State. So the question now is, how do we fund it? Fund this kind of massive project, over $2 billion. And I'm also very happy that it's a public-private partnership, meaning that, but you just know, Nigeria cannot carry out these infrastructural projects by themselves, okay? Because we are running on a very huge budget deficit right now. So these are ways to bring in infrastructural development in the country, and I'm very happy about that. And mind you, same PPP is happening in Calabar. It's happening in. It's also happening in Tinkan. They want to expand Tinkan Wharf.
Okay.
Even it's happening here in Port Harcourt, in One.
Yeah.
The container company, is it WAS? Yeah, West African Container Company. Yes. Now, the good thing about all this is that it reduces the burden from the federal government. Yes, had it been we have the money to fund these projects, we will also, it will be a very huge investment with respect to profit. Most of these profits will be shared with the private sector, which I'm not also against. Like their projection, they are projecting above 53 billion naira, billion dollars rather. They are projecting $53 billion come the next 45 years. It seems small when compared to the length, but mind you, from what they are also projecting, they will be employing 250,000 Nigerians in that seaport. And one more thing is that we are sure of foreign direct investment when this project comes alive. So it is a big win for Nigeria. Okay.
Welcome development.
Welcome development. From also viewing it from the point that we cannot fund this project. We already, like I said, we are already running on budget deficit. Okay. As it stands, our budget in USD is about $35 billion. Okay, which we are not even meeting up. We're not meeting up those numbers. And from IMF, we are supposed to, in the next 30 years, spend for us to carry out the necessary infrastructural project in this country. We are supposed to keep aside $3 trillion dollars. $3 trillion in the next 30 years. We are talking about maintaining an average of $100 billion every year for infrastructure. For infrastructure, make sure that we meet that target of $100 billion every year. This project, we are getting about $2.5 billion, which for me it's some number. We are talking about we've met the target of 2.5%. If it's just about this project. So going forward, I just pray that we keep getting this like this. The government cannot carry this load, no two ways about that. So kudos to the private sector that is involved and the public sector that wants to come about this partnership.
All right, shortly before we move straight to our next and last paper, we'll go on a short break, and when we return to newspaper review continues. Please stay tuned.
Hey there, are you looking to record your videos, do your voiceovers and take your professional pictures? Look no further. With our state-of-the-art newsroom, photography, kitchen for our food content creators and exclusive children's studio, we certainly can deliver the best studio experience. Our carefully designed studio space can bring your diverse creative content ideas to life. We aim to consistently serve value to our customers far and wide. Come, let Tharv Media give life to your dreams. Tharv Media, a slice of infotainment.
All right, you're welcome back from that short break. And lastly, we shall be taking a look at the Daily Sun. And amongst headlines in Daily Sun, we have Senate moves to solve insecurity. Senate moves to solve insecurity, holds strategy meetings with service chief, DSSDG, others. Situation frightening, says Lawan. We are working to restore peace with new strategies, according to Irabo on page 6 and 26 of the Daily Sun. And on page 27, we have no preferred candidate in Atiku, Tinubu, and Obi, according to INEC. INEC is saying they have no preferred candidate in Atiku, Tinubu, and Obi. That's on page 27. And on page 25, we have Nigeria's aviation sector in serious financial crisis. According to NCAA, Nigeria's aviation sector in serious financial crisis. NCAA is saying on page 25. And on page 27, we have ASU strike. NANS, N-A-N-S, ask Buhari to sack education minister. Claims sector has collapsed under him. That's on page 27. And on page 28, we have federal government justifies 1.4 billion naira car purchase for Niger Republic. Okay, we already talked about that in the previous papers. And on page 5, we have Imo CP orders probe into killings of 7 security guards. Imo CP orders probe into killings of 7 security guards. That's on page 5. And lastly, on page 28, we have Abia records 3 cases of monkeypox. Government warns residents. Abia records 3 cases of monkeypox. Government warns residents on page 28 of the Daily Sun. Okay, that's the much we can take in the Daily Sun. You want more details on these headlines? Try and get a copy of the papers for yourself. Mr. Victor, before we call it a day, how do you react to these headlines?
Okay, just shortly, I want to tell the viewers that they should be mindful about monkeypox. It is not a joke, okay? Some countries are reporting deaths. Just Abia State, just very close to us here, about 30 kilometers from here. We're talking about monkeypox.
But the monkeypox isn't new, is it?
No, it is not new, but it's just
it's coming back.
Yeah, it's resurfacing, okay? And we are taking it very lightly. I just want persons out there to carry out necessary health practices, okay? And avoid everything that will make you to lag from protecting yourself, okay? Aside that, you mentioned about the Senate having a meeting with the service chiefs, okay? Yeah, there was a meeting with the service chiefs headed by the Senate President, Dr. Ahmed Lawan, with his deputy and the majority leader of the House, okay? He expressed his displeasure with what is happening in the country. And mind you, this is just about 8 days that the life of the president was threatened, okay? And they are coming out, as in the service chiefs, including chief of staff, chief of security staff, chief of army staff, even the head of police was there, okay? And what did they come out with? That they will find better means of protecting the country. There was this striking statement that the Senate President made. He said that the security chiefs are doing their best. So for me, I do not think that they are doing their best.
Yes, because if
Because
what
it's
is
not
happening,
showing.
yes, because
There
if,
is no evidence to show that they are doing their best.
Exactly. So it obviously means that the best is not good enough.
Their best is not good enough,
not
my
good
brother. So, for me, this is just mere pictures, okay? They're just showing us stuff that they are working, as in from this meeting. Yes, they also went where they had a closed-door meeting to discuss further security detailing that we should not, that should not be made privy to the public. Well, for me, like I also said, this is mere rhetorics from my view. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Victor, thank you so much for your time on the show today.
sir.
We really do appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.
And of course, as for you who has been watching us up till this time, thank you so much for staying faithful to your screen. Without you, we would not be here. But unfortunately, whatever has a beginning has an end. And this is where we have to say bye-bye on the show for today. My name is Cyril Aloysius, and don't forget, please subscribe to our channel and follow us on all our social media platforms. On YouTube, you can check us out on TAF TV. On Instagram, we're at TAF TV_NG. On Facebook, we're at TAF TV. And on Twitter, we are TAF TV. You can also visit www.tafmedia.com. Okay, that's our site to find out various information on every aspect of life. Okay, so it's a bye-bye for now until we come your way again next time. To have a blessed and wonderful day.